Hi guys, been a while and I feel like I owe this video to a lot of you guys. I was planning on eventually getting around to filming an update about my nose, but honestly, fuck it. Let's just do a quick 1 month update. So while I'm doing this video, I'm gonna be kind of getting unready with you guys. It has been like 3 days since I last changed my tape. Maybe you can see a little bit of what it kind of looks like. I was told to tape for 2 months after my surgery, and it's like all day, all night, like 24/7. I know that those instructions vary depending on the person and depending on how your nose is, but for me, I was told to do it for 2 months, and I am 3 weeks away of finally not taping my nose, like literally ever, and I'm so excited. But this is how I've been taping my nose myself so far. You can see like my pores, kind of like my sweat goes through the tape a little after the third day. That's why I try to keep it as consistent as I can. And this is what it looks like without the tape. My nose looks very different now than it did when I got my cast removed. And this is what it looks like. I'll take this out. Let me go wash my face and I'll be right back. There are certain things that I've reflected on, and some that I would 100% do again, some that I don't really think was maybe a good idea to do. I didn't show this in my vlog, but essentially when I got there and I was seeing the doctor for the very first time, it was a very overwhelming experience. I didn't actually have anything prepared for him. I knew exactly what I did want. I know what I didn't want, but I felt like maybe I didn't communicate that very well with him. I sort of went into this room and sat down in front of him and I was like, I just want you to do what you think would look best on me. So I fully entrust in your expertise. Just go ahead and do what you want. I just know I don't want it to look too fake. I want it to look natural. And these are the results that he gave me. So rewinding a little bit, the reason why I chose him was because my friend actually went to the same doctor. So I knew that he was, a really great doctor. Also, my biggest issue was I didn't want my radix to be too high. So this point in your nose, if this is too high, like sometimes when they connect the forehead to the nose too much and it looks too straight, like I just made sure to make that aspect really clear that I did not want my radix to be very high. Obviously, there's a limit that every surgeon can do based on your anatomy, but my radix not being too high and it looking natural are the only two guidelines I really gave him. And it turned out really good. And I do want to just clarify, I am so happy with my results. I really do love my results. However, when I was lying down in my bed and the nurses came to take me to my surgery, I just started freaking out internally in my head. I was like, holy fuck, I didn't tell him what I wanted. I didn't show him any pictures. I really just told this middle-aged Turkish man to just run with it. And like, I only point out his ethnicity and his, age and his gender because what he thinks would look good on me isn't maybe necessarily wouldn't be exactly what I think would look good on me. So I start like freaking out about shit. Like I should have given him a reference photo. Like I should have prepared something. So that maybe would have been a regret of mine. I don't regret it now because I ended up really liking my results. But maybe having, and I had notes in my app saying like, these are the things that I really want, pros, like do's and don'ts of my ideal nose. I had that aligned. But when you're sitting in that chair, like, ooh, all thought went out my head. Like I was just like, yep, these are the two things I want. that is my first thing I do recommend, is maybe having a couple of photos, or like actually sticking to the script, I would say, is like really a good idea, because I just left it very open-ended and ambiguous, and maybe I should have clarified more. Something that maybe would have alleviated a little bit of panic right before going into the surgery. Next up, for things I regret not doing, is getting a SIM card. I was going to get one, but honestly, too much time had passed until I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I should get one. I was fortunate enough that two of the girls that I was there with, they had SIM cards, so like we could do Ubers, we could get takeout food, but I couldn't have gone by myself outside if I weren't with them. Also, for safety, I feel like it should have been a no-brainer. Now for the things that I do not regret. Bringing pineapple juice was one of the best decisions I had made, and although it took up a lot of space in my luggage and it definitely weighed down my luggage by a lot, first of all, I couldn't find like natural pineapple juice while I was there. I wasn't looking very hard and I wasn't looking very far for it, but I couldn't find it when my friends were looking for it. We only found like fake pineapple juice, which is just sugar and flavoring. So that's definitely something I recommend. I brought like a bunch of cans. I think I brought like 12 cans. No, I didn't bring 12 cans. I brought like 8 cans with me, and I would just have one every day. And then leading up to my surgery for 2 weeks, I was drinking pineapple juice every single day. I didn't get any bruising, I didn't get any swelling, and I want to attribute it to pineapple juice, because I didn't do anything else. I didn't take arnica tablets, I didn't take any of those pre-bruising tablets that everyone thinks that you need. Actually, this goes on the regret list. Buying shit I don't need. I bought so many things that all these influencers told me that I need to buy, and all of these extra things, and like I didn't need any of them. There are a bunch of stuff that I bought in preparation of this, but there are 2 specific things that I was like, oh my god, that is such a freaking waste. Like, why did this tube is full? I bought this scar fade. Like, everyone was like, oh, you're gonna need a gel, and oh, you're gonna need something for those scars that you have. By the way, this is how my nose is healing on the inside. I have not touched this. I was given cream from my surgeon. They gave me everything I needed, like all of my medication they provided for me. So like I bought this, I bought Q-tips, I bought cotton pads, and they gave all this shit to me. So like honestly, I just had an excess and I just ended up bringing it all back home with me. I didn't need it, I didn't touch it. If your surgeon tells you that they aren't going to provide you with things like that, then yeah, 100% I would get some sort of scar cream. I would get a shit ton of Q-tips. I would bring probiotics. Second thing that I bought that was kind of a waste of money was this ice mask. So before my surgery, I actually put this in the freezer in my room, and I was like prepared to just like be putting it on my face constantly. And I know that there's a nose cutout, and you would think, oh, that's perfect. Like, my nose is gonna fit in there with my cast and everything. It doesn't fit in there. It's not gonna fit in there. And they're gonna give you ice. And latex gloves work way better. The latex gloves that they fill with water and put in freezers, and they like tie it together and put it on your face for you, that works so much better than this. I didn't use this while I was there, like, at all. Yeah, waste of money. I mean, I have been using it now since I'm back home, for a nice little cooling effect, but while I'm there, no. Yep, I just realized that I left my tape at my friend's house, and I actually don't have tape. So I will not be retaping with you guys. I'm gonna go pick it up from her place tomorrow. Oh, another thing I did tell my surgeon was that I didn't want my nostrils too small. I'm so glad that I told him that, because I stand by my word. I've seen way too many people get nose jobs and have their nostrils just so freaking dainty. Like, why is your nostril so, like, how are you gonna pick your nose? I don't know how you're gonna pick your nose. I'm worried. Are you not worried? And it's like a little sliver of a hole. Something else to note is that I think if you're going by yourself, the program through Clinic Hub is very, very useful. The fact that they figure out transportation for you and everything is sort of arranged alleviated so much of my troubles because I didn't have to worry about transportation after getting discharged at the hospital. Like, I just felt so groggy. I was so agitated when I got up because I had barely slept, and there was just so much that I didn't want to deal with, and was such a relief to have that all figured out for me. If I was going with anyone else, I would honestly say it might be a waste of money. Maybe they definitely overcharged the fuck out of you for just putting all of this shit together. I don't regret going through Clinic Hub or I wouldn't advise you not to do something like that, because I know I'm the kind of person that just like convenience with these things. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better situation where I don't have to worry about transportation. I don't have to worry about my hospital blood tests and hotel stays, all of that. I didn't want to think about it. I just want to be told where to go and what to do. Something else to take note of is that I'm really happy that I did it when I did it. So I went at the end of March, going through a cleanse. So like, you can't drink and you can't smoke, and you have a list of things that you can't be doing. You can't be on birth control. You can't, I don't know. There's a whole like list of all these things that you can't be doing. Also considering the fact that I have to wear a cast for 2 months. So just like being aware of these things, I'm really glad I did all of this just before the summer, and I will be able to take my tape off right before June starts. So like, it just kind of, timing is key with these things. Like, I wouldn't recommend doing this at the height of summer. You also can't work out. I can't work out now in preparation of a summer bod. Like, that's just out the window. You win some, you lose some. But I still think I got it done at a really great time. Now, when it comes to going by yourself or going with people, I'm glad I went by myself. And there was a moment at the hospital after my panic attack and after all of the things that I went through with my blood, with my IV, that I did want someone to be with me. And just for a very brief moment there, did I just think to myself, like, maybe I should have had someone with me. But otherwise, like, I feel like it really was such a me on my own type situation. Like, if you have friends or someone that also wants to get their nose job done at the same time or with you, I think that's a great idea. Like, I think going with someone to go get it done. But if you're asking someone to come with you just to take care of you or just to be there while you get it done, I personally would not have wanted that. But it depends on the kind of person you are. Like, if you feel like this looked scary to you in any way, then maybe you should have someone. But I had watched so many vlogs before going, and I had done my research, and even with that knowledge, I knew like I could do this on my own. Going back to how I've recovered so far and how it's been in the past month for me, I want to say that everything's been really good. I don't really have any like complaints. I don't feel like I'm healing in any way that's uncomfortable. I honestly can't even notice, like, I don't notice anything wrong. The only time that I think like sometimes it gets brought to my attention is like other people are like, how are you doing? And I'm like, with what? And they're like, oh, your nose. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm good. Like, that is word for word a conversation I have with all my coworkers, all my friends, all of my family. every single person that I know and every single person that's known that I've done this, they're like, how are you dealing with, like, are you feeling good? Or, like, how are you doing? And I'm like, you know what, like, I'm totally like, if you didn't even say it, I wouldn't even think anything of it. So I guess that's a really good sign. It's really bothering me that I put gel on and it's like reflecting so much, but everything's been fine. People stare at me in grocery stores. People stare at me while I'm driving or walking. Kids will ask you what happened to your nose. Wearing your retainer though makes you a mouth breather. That is something to prepare yourself for, and an open mouth chewer for sure, because it, like, you don't get a lot of air when you have that retainer in. Like, you get like a little sliver of air. Like, this is what it looks like. This is what you're breathing through. And so like half of your nose is blocked by the plastic around like the retainer. So you don't get a lot of air, so you're constantly like but that's basically it. And then just retaping every 2 to 3, if you're lazy, 5 days. Do a little side profile for you all. Sometimes I'll see myself in photos and I'm like, that kind of like doesn't look good though. Your selfie angle, your pictures, like, you need to relearn taking selfies. Like, you need to relearn taking cute pictures, because like the same angles that were working for you back then like are not going to be working for you anymore. Obviously, like, side profiles both ways, it's an absolute slay. One more than the other though, but like I don't remember which one it is. I haven't been going out as much, and like I haven't been like doing as much because I have my tape on. I'm like slowly starting to go out and like drink and like go clubbing and stuff. Have I been clubbing since? I haven't gone to a club yet because I'm so scared, like being in close corners with so many people. But yeah, I wish I could do a retaping, but now I have to go pick up my tape from my friend's house. That is basically my 1 month update. I'm so sorry if that was boring. Okay, so just to conclude everything, my doctor's name is Dr. Samil Sahin. I found him through Clinic Hub. I knew a friend of mine who got her surgery done by him, so I already have some sort of way of verifying whoever this person is. Just make sure they're not photoshopping their photos, make sure they're real, make sure you talk to other clients that he's had, like DM random girls on Instagram, like, or Facebook, or just like contact other people that have gone to the same doctor, because that is how you're truly gonna find out if this person is a good doctor. I'm sure you're gonna have a better peace of mind going into it knowing that this is a good doctor. And it's an investment, right? Like, I paid 6,400 USD, which turned out to be like 8,000 Canadian, and that's a lot of money. This isn't really the time or place that I would ever save money on. Finding a good surgeon and having a good surgery by an ENT doctor, ear, nose, and throat doctor. So there is actually a difference between a surgeon that is only qualified for cosmetic procedures and an ENT surgeon, which is someone who has more knowledge about like the inner workings of your ears, your nose, and your throat, and your whole like respiratory system, and they're just basically more qualified as surgeons than just a cosmetic doctor. I like, just kind of do your research with these like nitty-gritty things and see what works best for you. So thank you for watching this video. I am so glad that so many of you guys care, and so many of you guys have been asking me to post another update video, and hopefully I can post more on YouTube, and maybe even my next one will be a travel vlog. I have been dying to take this nose out on a spin, and like and subscribe.